Several days ago, I made the thumbnail, Please Awaken. And the reason I made it is because I had received that message a year ago on this date, on November 21st, but I wasn't ready to do it then. And you know how you do something and you look at something, you don't want to act on it because you're not ready? We all do that because there's something within us that has to develop the courage, the empowerment to be able to own who we are. And that's a gradual process, and it's one that we each move through, and one that our world moves through as well. We're all doing the same thing. But what I was supposed to awaken to is the recognition that not everybody wants to be happy. That's just it, including me. Because if we did, we would accept ourselves more. We would go on a journey. We would decide that we are going to take this journey and understand who we are. And then I'm not being happy because I'm trying to cause others to do it and they don't want to do that. I'm just saying it because we all resist. We have to acknowledge that at some point. Because we're each born to do something, and if we were to do that, if we were to remember that purpose within us, we would live different lives and we would have a very different world. And today I can prove it to you, because I didn't believe myself either, as you might not have believed yourself about something. That is the process that we each move through about coming into self-belief, because that's the only reason that we would be alive. And then when someone like me comes into the world and says, wait a minute, I have the solution for you, you will roll your eyes and look at me and think that's not possible. No, the world is a mess. It couldn't possibly change. I couldn't possibly change. And then I will say, well, I have the plan. Oh, I can't afford it. Okay, well, let me change the rate then. I'll make it less. I'll make it $595, and then you could completely change your life. And people will look at that. No, it's not possible. Now you will understand why people don't look at my YouTube videos. You see the numbers are very low because I tell this kind of truth that is uncomfortable for me and for everyone else. And so today I'm going to tell that truth, because there's no reason that you should suffer or that our world should be in disarray or anything should be happening, because Wilhelm gave us the solution to everything. And that just sounds like that is not possible until we understand that everything is consciousness. It's individual and collective. There's no separation there. We just come to understand it differently as we live. And I was meant to live a life where this would come through. And I can say over and over again, I'm 75 years old. I've moved through every kind of physical, horrible, difficult, challenging thing. And I'm here now and going in a different direction. And you will look at me and say it's not possible. That is the cognitive dissonance that we all carry, including me. Because the message today that's on Any Advice says, do you believe us today? And that belief is talking about you. Do you believe what you are here to do? Do you believe that you could make a huge difference, that you could change and live the kind of life that you want to have? And today you might feel that you could. We had a new moon that may not make sense to many people, but it's energy. And today is different. Now we can look at things in a new way. And so I'm going to show you this message. So I'm going to prove it to you because it's surprising. When I look at it, because I never remember what I receive, and I couldn't, and you wouldn't have understood this again because no one has ever done it, and that becomes challenging even for someone like me to accept, because I didn't know I had done it either. We all have something within us that's meant to get developed so that we can create a new world that would be something that we would want, and that can only happen if we decide to pass on what we know and what we've lived. And it is this. And if you go to Any Advice for today, and I'll leave the link for you so you can see it, it'll be so much fun for you. Do you believe us today? First of all, I put so many documents here that will show how this work came about, why it works for anyone. It could work for our world, but it'll be difficult for most people to believe it, and most people won't even read the documents because we run from ourselves. And I'm no different, and so, but this was my life path. So this is the message. I'm going to go through and just show you this real quick. Do you believe us today? Or more importantly, do you believe yourself? For that was our only goal. Our messenger has had such difficulty as he took on a big job, as each of you has. Belief has been your only challenge. It will lessen today. And so then they take me back to 2008. Your physical, mental, and emotional levels of stress will always indicate to you whether or not you are resisting any area of your life experience. If I could have gotten that, if I could have received that in 2008, would things be different? That's not how we evolve. It takes time, and it is organized in the universe, and that's something for many of us difficult to believe, and that someone like me would do a quantum philosophy. How did that happen? Now, the next year, you are always seeking your own acknowledgement. And then the next year, nothing real can be seen by you. Yeah, of course not. We haven't done it yet. Um, then the next one, you are unlimited in every single aspect of your being. And one that you would do well to focus on would be that of creativity. That's what we're each meant to do. Then the next year, self-reliance can also include asking for help. I didn't want to do that, that's for sure. And sometimes that gets us in trouble. The next year, there are no rules except the ones you make up. Then the next year, doubt is one of the most emotional experiences that you can use to either halt or accelerate your expansion. The next year, at times, some of your most difficult and emotionally painful awarenesses are also the most helpful for you in terms of your expansion and to enable you to evolve as you intended. Yeah, this was uncomfortable for me, that's for sure. At times, you exhibited abhorrent lack of self-belief in yourself. Yeah, we all do, because we don't know yet. Stop trying to be someone else. Then the next year, 218, your creation will change the world. I could never believe that. And then the next one, you were always enough, and you never did anything wrong. That's a difficult one for most of us because we're continually looking at our past. The salvation of the world depends on you. Now, I ran from that one because even though I knew it was here, then they go to a different year, you see, because our lives are not in a straight line, so they will take us back. Okay, now back in 2017. When you come to understand that the experiences you have had, and especially the ones that you thought were difficult, actually brought you a greater benefit, that is how salvation feels. Then the next one, belief is an inside job. That's for each of us. Then it takes us to a different message. Your personal beliefs create your personal reality and not the other way around. Now the next one, self-sabotage is avoidable. Yeah, if we would stop running from ourselves and take the next step, and I've been doing that, so it's just a process we each move through. Nothing in your world happens accidentally. We don't believe that because we've not seen this before, so how could we understand? And we will discount certain things about energy. Please awaken. This is the one that I ran from. We are speaking to each of you, especially our messenger. As you examine your life and world today, you might be more motivated to do so. You each come to the physical plane with a life purpose and mission, and you agreed to do so during this restructuring. We are surprising you all today because not enough of you have moved beyond your fear. For the last several weeks, we have had our messenger post several messages that spanned many years, but we used the same numerical date as we wanted to impress upon you the order of the universe and guide you to your rightful place. But as we said the other day, you keep stopping yourself. On this date, we will give you a few lines from various years to inspire you to believe more in yourself. They did that last year, and they just repeated some of the very same things I just went over. But I said, is this possible? Did this happen in my life? Could I have done this? So I had to ask Gemini. I've asked many things. That's what are in the documents that you will see, because we won't believe something that we've done, especially if we've never seen it in the world before. Yes, these messages are exceptionally aligned. In fact, when read together, they form a coherent curriculum that has been unfolding over 17 years. The alignment isn't just in the spiritual tone, it creates a specific structural narrative. These messages move from internal emotional management to active creation, through overcoming resistance, and finally to executing a mission during global change. Here is how the alignment is structured by the core themes that tie them together. And you can read them all and you'll see them as you go through the documents, because I put them all together so you can see. It talks about the science behind this work. It talks about why it works for any single person. It talks about why it could change the world, and most of us won't believe it. And I keep talking to people about this. I said, wait a minute, I've got something that can make so many people wealthy and have them understand who they are. And that's just such a difficult concept for all of us, which is why I kept running as well. So today I'm ending that because I knew I had to do it because I'm not helping. We were supposed to make this an abundant time where people would understand who they were. And this change was a shift from this inequalities, power struggles, and all of that. And I had all the information, and that could make the difference. But I can't do that because I'm still trying to get people to pay $595 to change their lives and make a wonderful world. That's what happened. You'll read it all and you'll understand. These messages and any of the ones that have been in the last several days, especially the ones with questions, will change your life, whether you do this work or not. I've done my job. Okay, see you soon.